Hey everybody, this is Benton Blunt via Red Cowhills, and I'm here with Ron and Amy Shirley from the best TV show in the world, Lizard Lick Towing Company. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good now that I finally got here. When they brought me here, and first road I turned on was like Turnip Seed Road, and I was like, "It's gonna be fun."
I love it.
How did y'all meet? Nothing about the show. How did y'all meet?
I got it. We said hello.
We're done.
No, Amy actually, Amy was working, what, 3 jobs? 2, 3 jobs? How many jobs?
2 jobs.
Two
I
jobs?
had 2 jobs.
And,
put myself through school.
Bo, I'm telling you, Bo, when we grew up, honestly, we were so poor, we had to ride devil on our stick horse. I was a tobacco farmer and a roofer, and, you know, but I didn't have a lick of money, but she was working 2 jobs. And me and my buddies, every night we'd get off work, man, reap on or whatnot, Bo, we'd go into this restaurant up in Raleigh, and she's always working night shift. And after about 2 months, Bo, me and my brother and my other buddy decided that we're going to have a bet, see who could take her out. And my buddy...
Oh, this was good.
My buddy's 6'6", 385, so he got all the ladies. He's a big old boy. My brother, you know, he always acted like he had money, even though he didn't. He rented a Corvette, did different stuff. Me, I was a redneck, so I drove around the old Dodge with one side bashed in, so you had to climb out the passenger side.
Old Goldie.
Old Goldie. So I'd show up in Old Goldie and leave her little notes on the car, and I'd eat the Hershey Kisses out and put the wrappers back and leave her a little poem till I didn't want her to gain weight. You know, I was looking out for her size because she was working out. Before you know it, Bo, she figured, I guess, since I didn't have no money, I must be a decent guy.
Well, no, this is what I figured. I dated all these pretty boys, and I said, look, a rich boy don't understand, but if you get a poor boy that ain't got nothing, he gonna treat me like gold because he's gonna think he's got something. So I went with Ronnie, and then the first date we went out on, he brought a blooming flatbed to pick me up, hit a deer on the way. We made it to the restaurant.
Well, I had to pay for
an
dinner.
hour later.
It was meant to be after that.
That was it.
I'll never forget it. I put it up in the rollback, and it was history scene.
I guess from that point in time when y'all met, you were already working in the repo business then, and was it this company?
Yeah. But we had in college, I got struck by lightning, believe it or not, Bo, knocked off a roof, and that's part of my testimony. I fell 2 stories, landing on a concrete thing. Don't know how in the world I lived, other than just you know, God was looking out for me. So I couldn't really do nothing with my life, man, and I couldn't go back to college. We couldn't afford it, so I went to work repoing, Bo. That's all between picking tobacco leaves and picking up cars. Only 2 things I knew how to pick.
Right. And so I saw where they said that you, of course, did the powerlifting thing, which is why I was scared when I tweeted today, because I didn't add you and I didn't want to get beat up or anything. But you did some other stuff too. You were a mortician, or you still are technically a mortician?
Yeah, I did powerlifting for about 5.5 years. Herniated my L4, pinched a nerve in my L5, and then I went back to school and decided to be a licensed mortician, funeral director. And I worked for Apex Funeral Home for a while, and I did that 3 or 4 years.
Way too long.
Look,
way too long.
Anyway. Ronnie's all eerie when it comes to...
You remember when you was in high school, Bo, and you had to dissect that frog? You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And you remember that smell? Every night my wife come home, that's what it smelled like in my bed.
Nice.
Every night. Formaldehyde.
It did.
She come in, Bo, and I'd be like, could you go take a shower and don't cook dinner?
That's one of those smells that doesn't come off with a shower.
No, but and then look, every Saturday, my mama, the one thing my mama always did, Bo,
oh, this is good.
Always cook this big breakfast every Saturday. Scrambled eggs, homemade biscuits.
And that's good too. I ain't missing out either.
So the whole family, every Saturday at 9 o'clock, we'd congregate on Mama's house.
Right.
Well, Bo, there was about 4 months there when nobody would show up for breakfast because every Saturday morning, Amy would take the meat wagon, which is what they picked up the dead bodies in, and come to my mama's house while we eating breakfast. So we all quit going by. Ain't nobody want to eat breakfast with a body outside.
In the meat wagon.
Yeah.
The crematory was less than a mile up the street, so I would drop them off and then come on in and get breakfast. And these scaredy cats, I mean, the dead are not. They're not gonna come back.
I can tell you what,
Waffle
House made a lot of money off us for 2 years.
Well, I'm gonna fast forward towards the show, but I think y'all should have started the show a long time before that. It sounds like y'all had another whole series going on there. That's great.
Better wait. Yeah, in the sticks. Only in the sticks do you get sound effects like this.
Perfect. Red Cowhills.com.
Yeah.
So
there must be a bush on fire somewhere.
I know, because you know it ain't an emergency, and if it was, they ain't gonna go fast enough to get there.
The meat wagon will be coming by.
Yeah.
y'all? How did Lizard Lick Towing Company, the show, start?
Well, because Amy, you know, she won a world championship in powerlifting. She had set all kinds of world and national records. She was a licensed mortician. Then she started doing MMA fighting. And back then, before I had this 40-year mono ab, I was actually in shape, man. You know, I used to do a lot of powerlifting too. So we traveled a big circuit, and Wife Swap called us up and wanted to put us with some people on the West Coast that were like just, you know, didn't lift and didn't work and just, you know, stayed at home and whatnot. And I was all excited about it. I mean, I was on it like a hobo on a ham sandwich, and Amy's like, not gonna happen. Not this year, not next year, not never. So we turned them down, and honestly, it's probably the best decision we ever made, because about a month later, or about a week later, they had a guy call us up and said, look, we really liked y'all's tape that y'all sent in, and da-da-da-da-da, and can we send a guy down there to film? And I said, yeah. You're coming next. I said, yeah. So they sent this guy from the Bronx.
Right.
Who was supposed to be tough and Tarzan feet.
Down the Lizard Lick.
Anyway, they sent a guy from the Bronx down here, man. And honestly, he told us, he's like, I'm tough and Tarzan feet. I've been in gangs. I've been in this. I've been in that.
And this is what I told him. The exact words. I said, look, brother, let me tell you something. I said, this is the South, and women are crazy. I said, I don't care how tough you are, just be cautious. That's all I'm saying.
So that should have been warning enough, right?
One
there.
Shotgun blow later, him on a plane, and we had a show.
And he was from the Bronx too. That's funny.
Yeah.
That pretty much not doing the wife swap, which I would have loved to see that episode. That would have been great.
No way.
That ended up turning into this, which has turned into been a great show and a great thing for y'all. Seems like
God has really put his hand on it, Bo. Honestly, just, you know, we started with all worked up. We were in with some other people, and then we got a spin off to Lizard Lick, and we're in our 4th season now, Bo. And we wanted to, you know, we alternate back and forth, top show on True, 7 countries. You know, it's a phenomenal ride, bro. But I tell everybody, God put us here, fans keep us here.
And we honestly did this show for it to be a platform for Lonnie to go out and do speaking engagements.
I know y'all have some kids.
Yeah, we got 4 kids, 2 girls, 2 boys, and a Ronnie.
Nice. So you got 5 kids.
Yes, exactly.
But she don't cook for neither one of us, so it don't matter.
How you think you got that 40-year-old mono ab? Not by eating ho-ho cakes?
Super size.
That's awesome.
Oh,
I always call mine a pony keg.
Is that what you call a pony keg? Well, bro, I passed a pony keg, bro.
We used to throw those.
I used
The strong man.
Mono ab sounds a little.
I like mono. Anybody have a 6-pack? I got a mono ab.
Yep.
But, you know, I can prove to you my wife don't cook, because last year I took my entire Christmas and bought it with the money I had hid in my house, and I hid every bit of that money in the oven. I knew that was the safest place for it, baby.
Okay, funny boy. 10,000 comedians out of work and you looking a job.
Yeah, by the way, Comedy Central, I do need a job.
Does it ever put a stress on the private side of family, just spending time with the kids, you know, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it does. It puts a huge stress on our family. People don't realize, you know, you stay out there. We go weekend after weekend and we do meet and greets, and we'll sit there longer probably than any other reality TV star. We sit there 5 hours, 2-3 hours, you know, 2 days, 3 days. I know that we didn't realize when we first got on television how it was going to affect us.
Sure.
Everybody thinks, well, you put yourself out there. Well, no, we really did not know what we were getting ready to encounter. So when we're out with our kids, people will come up and they'll approach us and they'll ask us for pictures, and we turn to our kids and we say, hey, do you care if we take a picture? Because at that point in time, if I'm spending all my time out there with somebody else's family, then I have to show them respect and give them the option. Hey, do you want me to take a picture? This is your time. You
Absolutely.
know, this is mom and dad or dad and Gabe or
I
Maggie,
think that's
Alex,
the biggest
Alexa.
thing is we knew our life would become in the public eye, but we didn't realize that we wouldn't have any private time, and we don't. I mean,
Yeah.
Even standing in our backyard and people looking over the fence, and it's a great problem. I ain't complaining. It's just, you know, you don't realize, man, that now instead of going on vacations, you go on staycations. You cut your blinds down and hit the house, but you know what, Bo? In all of that chaos and in all of that pushing us into the house and stuff, when we are together, we're together.
Right.
So the time we are together, we're together. And that's, you know what, man, I really think that in a weird way, it makes us stronger overall, and really prepares the kids for more adversity and family, and just, you know, it's just, it's a blessing sometimes. What you receive from what you think is a trial or tribulation turns out to a blessing. I think that's where we're at.
You know, I know, you know, watching the show, a lot of times it's y'all on TV. Do the kids like that part of what y'all are? Do they want to do that kind of stuff, or do y'all keep them away from it?
You know, the greatest thing about our show really, Bo, is we're fortunate enough to be on a network that lets us be us. And lets us cut up and be ourselves. So what everybody sees and what the kids see is pretty much us. And you know, so the kids really, you know, to them, we don't take advantage of the situations. Best way I can say it. When we go somewhere, we stand in line like everybody else. We don't ask for priority service. We're not looking VIP treatment. We make our kids do what every other kid in the world does. They have to work, do the chores, teach them how to farm. You know, it's just we let them be children. And I think as long as we continue to let them be children, everything will be good. But this season, they're actually on the show a whole lot. This season, they're showing more of our family.
But Maggie, she's been on it since she's been born. And Alex and Gabe, they're on it. Our oldest, she doesn't really, she don't, you know, she's too good for mom, dad.
Right.
You know, she's at that age. But
see when she needs gas money.
Yeah. But Gabe and Alex, you know, Gabe is 7 and Alex is 12. Our 12-year-old likes it a lot.
Yeah.
He thinks it's like cool. He has now went on YouTube and has came up with the lizard lick smack cam, where he smacks Ronnie upside the head with something at least once a week.
That is great.
Yes.
Make sure to check that. Let's get that up there.
Yeah, once a week. I never know what's coming.
Yeah.
I walk in the house. If it ain't whipped cream, it's a bucket of worms. Or you know, the best thing about us, though, Bo, is we do get to cuddle each other, and you know, we have a lot of tense moments because it is a lot of pressure. But when we do cut up, Bo, us, the family, our friends, we're country as cornflakes people. We really are. We're country as cornflakes. We're simple. I'm still, honest to goodness, I'm still driving a 2007 Dodge. You know, we don't upgrade, Bo. We live our lives the way we live it, and we're not gonna let. And I'm not gonna say fame because we ain't got no fame and we ain't no stars, but we don't let just a little bit of TV exposure change who we are.
Right.
Because you know, once we start adapting to allowing society to change us, then there's no need to be in society, in my opinion. You know, it's just, and that's the greatest thing about Little League. You come up here and you'll see exactly what you see on TV. You talk to us, hang out with us. Like a while ago with the kids, they come back 30 minutes. We'll go out there, spend time with the kids, and that's the greatest thing, man. Because we get to be ourselves and get to meet so many people. And it's just, it's a fun ride. It really is.
Yeah. Well, like you said, you are an ordained minister, which is awesome. It's something that some people may not have known if they just watch the show or they don't watch it as much as they need to, and you watch it more anyway. And speaking of godly people, I got to ask y'all about a story, something that I happened to come across the other day about this woman who would have appeared to be godly because she had a Bible and you had to repo her car. Can you tell me that story?
I'm not gonna say she wasn't godly. She
could have been godly.
She might have been. I'm gonna tell you. As a matter of fact, the more I look back on that story, the closer I think she was to God, because she sure brought me close to God.
Yes, she was.
But I got a repo order from one of my lien holders, and they'll tell you. And he said, "Look, this woman is 65 years old. She's a widow. I want you to treat her with kid gloves. I hate to repossess her car, but I just can't. You know, it's been 6 months." He says, she's at church every Wednesday night, and she'll be home at about 9:15, and I want you to come over after church because she might be in a good mood. I want you to repo a car. So I showed up after church. I knocked on the door. She had pulled in the yard. I was watching down the street. And I said, ma'am, I got to get your car. I talked to her, nicest lady you've ever seen. She had already put a robe on. And she said, Sonny, you can't have my car. And it's a nice lady. And I said, ma'am, you know, I've got to take it. I've already got on the hook. I just don't want to drive off without you getting your possessions to see if I can help you. She was like, the only thing I need is my Bible. And I said, you know, that's kind of nice. You know, all it is, all you need is your Bible. And I think she's talking about the Word.
Yeah.
She's like, yep, let me get my Bible. Well, she walks out there, and I'm not kidding. She gets the Bible out the back, and she goes to walk up the steps, and she turns around and she says, okay, now you're not taking my car. And I said, ma'am, I thought, you know, we had this understanding. She said, no, you ain't taking the car, son. Put it down. And I'm like, ma'am, I ain't putting the car down. She opens that Bible up, Bo, and the whole center's cut out just like a prison book, and pulls out a .38 six-shot out of that Bible and puts it right at me and says, you can put the car down, I'm going to shoot you. And I said, ma'am, you ain't going to pull that trigger. She shot out my lights on my truck and my window.
Wow.
Bo, I put that car down faster than a jackrabbit on moonshine. I didn't even call the law, Bo, because she was so old. I felt bad. I guess I felt bad that she actually kicked me out of the car. But, you know, man, I said, if that woman wants that car that bad, she can keep it. So I came back about 4 in the morning and took it, you know. But Bo, I'll never forget that. I look at Bibles a whole lot different now, man.
If there's no reason that anyone should watch that show other than that story right there, tune in and watch it, because stuff happens like that all the time with y'all.
People are crazy, man. They just, you know.
I guess when you live in a town called Lizard Lick, and it's like country. I grew up in North Carolina, a little town called Valdez, North Carolina. When we got a McDonald's, we thought we were big time. And same stuff there. I mean, people they loved each other, but there's some crazy stuff that went on too.
Well, Bo, you know, out here in the country, what folks fail to realize is most country folks good folks. Honestly, they are. They're good folks. They just fell on hard times. They're not bad people.
Yeah.
And the thing you got to realize when you take somebody's car out here in the sticks is you're not just taking their vehicle. That's their school bus, their way to work, buy their groceries. You're taking their life. It ain't like we live in the city where we can hop a taxi, Bo, or jump on a skateboard, you know. And so, you know, sometimes out here in the sticks, man, it's just a little bit different. And the only thing I hate, Bo, is, you know, they just people ain't as close as they used to be. You know, you can't just go next door now and ask for a cup of sugar or a ride or something. I sure wish society, especially in this area, would get back like that. Because that's probably, I sure do like leaving my doors unlocked at night.
Yeah.
You know, and that's had to change here recently. But, you know, that's the part of America that I miss the most.
First thing is coffee. I'm guessing both of y'all drink coffee.
No.
No coffee at all.
I don't.
See them white teeth? See these yellow teeth? Pretty easy to tell.
I'm a coffee fan, so I had to ask the coffee question very first. So I'll ask you then: coffee black or with a lot of cream, watered down?
You know what's funny about this? We don't call it coffee. What we call it, baby?
We call it caffeine.
Because I throw espresso in there, energy shots.
Yeah.
When I drink it, that mug will run a car.
But he must have already had one because you see, I can't get but like 1 or 2 words in because when he drinks caffeine, he's like a crack house rat. He's like, blah, 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 blah. And then somebody will come up to him and say, "What did you say? Can you slow it down?" And he just spits it out.
I am a fast talking country boy.
It's from the coffee.
Hey,
It's from the caffeine.
Exactly. This is no lie one.
That's like his crack.
I throw in 1 Splendor, equal whatever, a bottle of fuel in the bottle. If anybody's got some espresso, that's going in there, and I mix that fuel in the bottle.
And he wants to know why at 9 o'clock at night his heart.
Baby,
I
finally figured that out because you come home and it just overwhelms.
Oh, you're sitting beside me? Yeah, no, okay.
I mean, you're so beautiful.
Yeah, okay. Play another line. Tell me another one.
This is an important one for the country folk. Okay. Sausage or bacon?
Turkey bacon.
That's acceptable. That's acceptable.
Turkey bacon.
Nisa sausage in a pack.
There you go.
Or, you know, go down to Slaughterhouse, get old links. Either one.
Of course, city or country, I'm going to ask y'all that because you might still prefer going into the city a lot, but y'all live in the country.
Country. I'd rather drive 4-wheelers, play in mud, drive something fast. I'm an adrenaline junkie.
Right.
Beat something up, you know.
So last one of the fan questions is Ford or Chevy?
Chevy, Tony Stewart, like duh.
I gotta tell you, buddy, I love Ford and Chevy both because they keep my Dodge tow trucks in business.
Can people get your book anywhere?
Yeah,
they go to lizardlicktowing.com and order it off the store, or they can get it at Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Kindle.
Anywhere firewood is sold.
I'm looking forward to reading it. I want to check it out.
Whatever you do, don't do anything.
Now this is what's gonna blow your mind. Every story in there,
it's real,
100% true.
And I tell everybody this: if you do not believe it's real, come back, and I will testify, and I will tell you exactly when it happened. It is real.
You mentioned some music stuff that's actually coming down the pipes. Why don't you tell us a little about that?
You know, DJ Silver's a good friend of ours out of Nashville. He works with Ordained and them boys and 5 Star Productions. We're gonna get together and do a conglomeration, and it's gonna be a Lick Life album, and we call it basically Lick Hop. So it's like our own version of Lick Hop, but you know, it's going to have some really inspirational stuff, some really country stuff, funny stuff, and I've got a couple artists from Nashville that I'm talking to. Mox Creek, Bubba, hopefully I'm talking to Bubba Sparks, The Lax, man, Georgia Boys, I mean, Colt Ford, you know, just Charles Farley, all them boys, man, all the guys on Mud Digger, you know, I'm just talking to some of them because these guys, you know, Cowboy Troy, they have really laid the tracks for, as we were talking earlier, a whole new style of music, and so. And I just want to do something for our fans that's just going to be a little different and be able to interject some of our personalities in it. Amy wrote a couple of songs on the album. Awesome. And so, you know, either you're going to smile like a mule eating briars when you hear it, or it's going to sound so bad you'll make the crows bring corn back they ain't stole yet. So
please tell me there's at least one song where you just have those.
I've got 3 songs with Ron Evans lacked up on them, buddy. Just full of them, buddy.
Personally,
that is one thing I want to touch on. You know, Red Cowhills has some great social media, and the way I found out about Red Cowhills was on my Twitter, on my Facebook. You know, we were interacting, and I actually talked to you today on Twitter, if y'all want to follow somebody tougher than Tarzan feet, right here's the man. I'm just saying. Great songwriter, great singer. I mean, that mug right there. Yeah, he sounds so good on the album, though. He can run a bulldog off back and meat wagon on his time. So just check him out there. You know, about our social media, all our social media is on our LizLickTone.com, but we answer it personally, which blows people's mind.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We still spend time to talk to everybody on Twitter or as much Facebook as we can. We can't answer emails. I mean, you just can't.
Right.
But when you get a response, it's us,
yeah.
and that's something we really value, because if fans take time to give us interaction, then we want to take time to give back. So I can't promise you that's going to last forever, but as of right now, it's still us. And last thing, we were talking about my ministry real quick. Yes. I cannot leave that out. I run I don't run it. I'm just lucky enough to be a part of the Eastern chapter of the Dirt Church. It's called the Dirt Church. And we preach the gospel wherever the boom drops. So if anybody ever wants to do anything to do with the ministry side of things, hear my testimony. And it's not about me, it's about him in me. I've just been through a lot of trials, tribulations. But, you know, go to our website, read the Dirt Church blog. Our Dirt Church it's what it's about, man. It's about taking what we believe and what's in us out into the streets, because, you know, you can sit there and guard the sheep all day long, but you got to go into the hills to find the wolves.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank y'all for watching, and I want to thank y'all for coming on and hanging out with us. And we're going to take a ride on this golf cart
down the road
and blow up some Southern Thunder. Let's go blow something up. You want to blow something up?
Last person who took a ride was DJ Silver.
Ain't that blowing that up?
No, I have. It's been a while.
Well, I got 12 pounds of Southern Thunder, but we can blow
I
it.
might not leave. Let's stay here. Make sure to go to redcowhills.com for more awesome interviews like this, and hopefully we'll get some more stuff with these guys as the season goes on. And y'all take care. Thanks.
See ya.